Hi, this is Poet Spice, and I'm just going to do a color along here. So I'm doing this for my Comfy Cozy Color 2021, as well as my Comfy Cozy collab on my other channel. So I'm going to go ahead and use this Santoro stamp set. It is called Dear Alice, and I'm also using paper from Prima's Pumpkin Spice 6x6 pad, and it came out last year. I will be using some Ohuhu markers. Love my Ohuhus. I always recommend buying those. I will also be using these Aspire alcohol markers, which I love these as well. And I'm going to be using colors to match the girl and her teddy bear to the colors that are in that paper, because I'm going to make a card afterwards. And I need to do some fussy cutting as well as some cutting with my X-Acto knife. So right now I'm going to go ahead and start with this lighter color. And I'm pulling the color from the pumpkin and also the blue, the orange pumpkin, and then some of the blues to just kind of brighten it up as well. So I'm just going to go around and color this. And I said I would do one in real time. So I have edited out pieces where it was just kind of just images sitting there, not going anywhere, but yeah. So I hope you guys like play along with the cozy little color along I'm doing. So it's October and November. And then of course, you know, December is going to be Christmas. So it's Comfy Cozy Color for 2021, October and November. Anyway. So this image, I chose this image because she looks like she's just having a wonderful time. She looks like she's in her dreamland area. Maybe she's listening to some music. Sometimes they remind me of, like, the things on her head, they remind me either of headphones or earmuffs, which is kind of weird since she's got like a summer dress on, but it reminds me of earmuffs. And I just think she looks peaceful, and then she's got her little teddy bear, and it just looks all cozy, comfy. And then when you would put it with the paper, which has an inviting kind of feel to it, it just makes me feel comfy and cozy. So there, yeah. I don't even know. I don't really have much to say. I was just doing this video because I needed to do this, and I figured, hey, why not videotape it? I know typically on these channels people do their big coloring book pages, but I'm going to do this stamped image. It just shows you that you do not have to use a huge coloring book. You just can color whatever you want whenever you want to. So yeah. Now I am not going to be using part of this image, so I'm not going to be using those flowers that are in the corner, so I'm not really worried about that. So I'm not going to color those. And then I stamped some extra teddy bears because I wasn't sure how many I wanted to use in this card. So that's how that goes. So let's get on with the coloring part. So I'm actually putting down a complete base of the lightest color that I'm going to use on this dress. And then when I go back to the mid-tone color, I'm going to put it along the edges where it's going to be darker. So around the teddy bear, there's going to be a shadow on the dress. So that would be darker. At the bottom of the dress is going to be darker because it's at the bottom and there's not going to be as much light. And since basically I'm thinking of my light source as like in the middle of the picture, that means the things on the edges are going to be darker. So behind the teddy bear would be dark. And I kind of want to extend it out a little bit because when I come back with the third color, it'll be a thinner line of that. So that's just what I'm doing here. Going around the edge. So what's everybody up to this today? Because I don't know when this will go up. So what are you guys up to? Any questions? Anything like that? After my last video, I'm like, maybe I should just have a grown folks talk section. But I don't always have topics that I want to talk about. I suppose I do, but sometimes I need to just keep my mouth shut. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. You know when sometimes you know you got stuff to say, but you just don't say it because, yeah, it can come back to bite you in the butt. So I'm just like, Sometimes you just gotta grin and bear it. You'll have to excuse my squeaky chair and table, because I'm at my craft table and my chair, and it's got everything on it, so it goes squeak, squeak. I don't know, guys. I don't know. Anyway, so the darker on here is always going to be darker where anything overlays. So the hair is on top of the dress, which means underneath that area is going to be darker. You've got the piece of hair that comes over the shoulder, so that means everything under there is going to be darker. Now I'm coming back with the darker of the three. And keep in mind, like I said in my previous video, three is just like a minimum. You can have as many colors as you want, as many layers as your paper will take. Now there does get to a point where it's not going to take any more alcohol marker. It's just not. So it's not really going to change anything. But until you get to that point, you can add darker and darker and darker, then go back over it with a lighter color. Yeah. Now I will say this, which I have not said before, I don't think, in a video in a while. Your alcohol markers will dry a slightly different color than what you put them down. So depending on the brand of marker, depending on your colors and everything else, it could be lighter or darker. So you just have to, let it do its thing. Because sometimes, like when I get to her face, you'll see like her face looks terrible until you get finished. Yeah. All right, so you can see here where I'm adding that even darker shade around the teddy bear, and then in the corners where things are crossing. It's just so cute. She's so cute. Look at her face. She's just so adorable. I love Gorjuss Girls. That's what this is. It's a Santoro Gorjuss Girl. And I have a massive collection of them because they're just so cute in various sizes and everything. But it's just so adorable. She's so cute. I got embossing folders, dies. It's crazy. I would do a craft room tour, but my craft room is always torn up from the floor up, okay? So I see these people and they have these neat, fabulous coloring stations, or these neat and fabulous like craft rooms, and sometimes I get so envious, not because it's like necessary that I want the stuff that they have, because I can pretty much buy whatever I want, but it's like I am just not that neat. And I am one of those people, you have to see your stuff. If I don't see my stuff, then I don't use my stuff. So I have stuff where I can see it, where I can use it. I have things piled in areas where, like, okay, I can easily get to something and whatever. So my craft room always looks like a tornado hit it. Always. So now you see where I'm going back over this again. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you wish you had, or do you have those immaculate magazine cover type craft rooms or color spaces, whether it's a large space or small space or whatever? Or are you like me and you have just like, it is what it is? So you've got stuff piled and piled and piled. One thing would help is if I didn't have so much stuff, but we're not even going to talk about that, right? We're not going to talk about it. Oh my gosh. I will be doing a de-stash sale on my other channel here pretty soon though, because I do have a lot of stuff that I do want to sell off and get rid of. So yeah. So yeah, let me know in the comments below if you are team Hurricane Craft Room or if you are team Immaculate Magazine Craft Room. If I could actually hire somebody who is really good at organization and they just could come in here like in a week and just organize all my stuff and put it in like whatever so I could get to it and see it, I probably would actually do that. But I don't want to have one of those people that come in and they're like, okay, so we're going to decrease your stash by like 75%. I'm like, oh no, we're not, honey. Oh my gosh, that's too funny. Just too funny. Okay, so I totally forgot to be talking about what's on this screen, right? Oh. Well, anyway, let's go on to another topic. What are you guys looking forward to getting soon? Like, is there a new book out that you want? Is there a new set of pencils or markers? I think I said coloring book already. Stamp sets. Anything like that. Because, yeah. Let's see. I was watching JoJo. Of course I was watching JoJo because that's my girl. And she was doing her completed pages. And I had already purchased another Carla Magana book. It was, what is this book called? Let me see if I can find it. It is called Spooky Sweets Coloring Book. Don't be afraid to color outside the lines. So this is the most recent one that I purchased. And I was like, ooh, okay, that's cute. So I was watching Johanna's birthday video today. And I was like, she made me go and order another Carla Magana book. I'm like, girl. I ordered the Dark Gardens one, I think is what it's called. So now I will have 4 Carla Magana books. Yeah, I have 4 because I've got the Tiki one, I've got the Spooky Sweets one, and I got Belle Pipistrelle. But wait a minute. Oh, and I got Spooklet, so I'll have 5. Yay! So yeah, I'm looking forward to that one coming. And I ordered Hannah Carlzon's Witch's Cottage one a while ago, but apparently Book Depository was out of stock. Even though I could order it, apparently they ran out of stock or something before they filled my order. So there was a notice somewhere that they got it in, so I'm hoping that it comes pretty soon. And then I also got the new mythographic. I have that on order. So it's supposed to come out this week on the 12th. Yay! Awesome sauce. So do you guys have anything you're looking forward to coming out or has come out, but you're looking forward to getting it? Or on the reverse side, is there something you got you wish you had not purchased? Yeah, I have a couple of those too. Some of those like, man, I could have gone without having this. There's a few I have about that. So, yeah. So anyway, I'm over here on this. Let's switch back to the actual coloring. So I'm over here with this teddy bear, and I'm using the Aspire markers, and I'm doing a 3-color combination, but I'm also going to end up throwing in 2 other colors. So 2 different kinds of gray. Now, I said in my previous video, so if you watched that one, you can always add gray to your pictures. I've noticed that a lot of people do not add gray or black. Now, you do have to be careful with black because black is pretty strong. But otherwise, don't be afraid to add your grays. I guess the same thing would be with color pencil because it does help your colors and it gives you depth. But especially in alcohol markers, since they're transparent, it gives you a deeper color. And yet you could still put your lighter colors over gray, which I don't know if you can do that as well in color pencil because it's not transparent, so to speak. But you can do that with alcohol markers, which is one reason why I love them. Alcohol markers are my jam. Yes, they are. So I'm just going back over this, and so that you can see, if you go back over with a lighter color, the lighter color that you chose, or it doesn't even have to be the lighter, you can step down. So if you went light to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, to the darkest, you can always go back and step down the other way. So you would start from your darkest and then go down. So now I'm going to do something different on this teddy bear. I'm going to go ahead and fill him in solidly. And then we're going to do some, basically it's dots. So it's like pointillism, but they're not necessarily even dots. So I'm just going to fill him in with this base color. Look at him. You just cannot go wrong with a blue bear. You know, that's coziness at its max. It's a blue teddy bear. Yep. If you haven't noticed, blue and purple are my favorite colors. So most of my stuff is going to have blue or purple in it some kind of way, some kind of place, some kind of where. Someplace where, someplace how, someplace why. Okay, so now what I'm doing is I'm just going over it and I'm putting in dots. So I'm using the next darker color and I'm just putting in dots. And by doing so, it gives it kind of like a fur effect. And depending on how big and how dark and how together or close together you make the dots, it'll give it a texture. So you just go that, and then you do the same thing. You go with your next darkest color and you make thicker areas of the dark color. And then you can go back and I'm going to smooth it all out again with a lighter color. And it just adds something different to your piece. You can use the same technique to make freckles. You can use it to make like fur on bunnies and so forth. And if you took the same idea instead of doing dots and just did little teeny tiny flicks, okay, not the big huge flicks, but little teeny tiny ones, you would also get the same kind of effect of like a fur texture, or at least some kind of texture. You can use the same thing for sand as well as snow. And if you use different colors, if you get a bunch of white in there and maybe some gray, and even if you use some sparkle pens, then you could get like this, like a sparkle glitter kind of effect. So that would be cool too.
It's the coolness of the world. Yeah, the coolness of the world.
Okay, I don't know where that came from. It was a stupid song, but whatever. It is what it is, folks. I don't have anything profound to say today. I don't have anything, you know, overly like blah, 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 blah. I guess no soapbox today. It's just more about coloring and getting it done. All right, so then I ended up using some Aartx markers to do the skin. And this is where I said, it will start to look terrible. Like she's got some kind of rash or something. You'd be like, ugh, you need to get that fixed. Did you check out a doctor about that? But once you get it all blended and stuff, it will look fabulously gorgeous. Are you supposed to say that about your own work? Yes, yes you are. Blow your own horn. Toot it, baby, toot it. Toot, toot. I am marvelous. Hear me roar. Roar. Just do it. Just do it. Oh my gosh, it's so funny. So funny. Okay, so this is basically the same thing, and I really don't have much to say, so I'm just going to go ahead and let this play out. Okay, so when I was doing her hair, I wanted it to be dark, and then I decided that I didn't want it to be extremely black. And so I left those white highlights, and I knew I was going to come back in with some gray. But then I decided that I didn't really want it that color either. So you will see here in a little bit that I decided to come back in with a brown to go over the whole thing. And so this is reminiscent of what I was saying before. Alcohol markers are transparent, so you can go over your previous colors. Now, obviously, there's going to be some effect because of it, but it's good so that you can go over and change your colors. So right now, it's looking very black and gray. Obviously, because that's the color I used. Duh. Now, what kind of statement was that, right? But it's not looking the way I wanted it to look. So I'm just going to go ahead, and I've decided at this point that I'm just going to color all of it gray. Just color everything gray and not even worry about the shading. And then I'm going to go back over it with a brown marker. And then that gives it more of a color that I want. And also, this is what I was saying before. Even though I was not intending to do this, put the brown over top, I was going to go with the dark colors. It's like you colored in your own grayscale. So you have the lines that were there, but because I put in those darks and the grays, now I can just go over it and all the highlighting's there. I only have to use one brown because I already did the coloring and shading with the black and the gray. So when you see it, all that undertone is in there, even though that wasn't my original intent. So you can save your photos and your pictures, darling. And so now you see how well, I think it looks better. So you can see how it looks better with the brown overlay. And I only used one brown marker. I didn't have to do 3 or 4 or whatever because I already did that with the black and the gray. Okay. So cute. And now I could probably go back and put some white highlights in with a Posca pen, something like that. And I may or may not. It just depends. I probably won't. Sometimes what I will do is take, since I'm loving my tan mint glitter marker or gel pens, glitter gel pens, I love those things. I will take those sometimes and just go take a color that's similar and just whip it right on through there. Because I like it, I like it, I like it. Okay, it's like 1:30 in the afternoon. And I'm not hungry, but I kind of want something yummy. You know, something yummy. I don't know. What's your yummy go-to when you have that craving for like, oh, I just need something rawr. What is your craving? Let me know in the comments below. All right, so basically I have pretty much finished my piece here. And so I just thought I would show you what it looks like, and you can see the ring light right there. And so thanks for watching, and definitely play along. So here's the information, and I shall see you guys later. Bye.